Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mr. Cornelio Dagot, the head of the IT Training and Technical Services of the college, and a warm welcome to all of you, most especially to our dear parents and students. Today, I am going to discuss to you about the learning management system of DCSP, and I'm talking about the Google Classroom. Google Classroom is a blended learning platform for schools that aims to simplify creating and distributing materials and grading assignments in a paperless way. Why Google Classroom? DCSP chooses Google Classroom as the online learning platform of the school. It's because it is widely used by most schools and educators worldwide. It is simple, easy to use, and very efficient in the sharing of information between instructors and students. It has a visual appeal like a social media, and it organizes work. It has full integration with other web applications, including Google Meet. Google Meet is an online video conferencing application that allows instructors to connect and collaborate with students in real time. It enhances communication. Google Classroom makes it easy to send email to students, whether it is a message to the entire class or one student in particular. Instructors can post announcements and feedbacks, while students can post comments. Google Classroom can be synchronous, where students' activity is scheduled and participates in at the same time. It can also be asynchronous, where students watch the lecture, complete the tasks, or contribute to an activity on their own time and pace. Portability. Google Classroom is like a portable whiteboard where students can do their activity anywhere they want to for as long as there is internet connection. There are two types of perspective or views in Google Classroom: the instructor's perspective and the student's perspective. In instructor's perspective, instructors can create a class and invite students to join the class. They can create graded activities, assignments, quizzes, and examinations. Instructors can quickly see who has or hasn't completed the work and provide direct feedback and grades right in the classroom. Lastly, instructors can communicate with students by sending emails, announcements, and reminders. In student perspective, students can join classes, view instructional materials or course modules, participate in the discussions and activities, complete and submit assignments, quizzes, and examinations, and receive results and feedbacks, and communicate with their instructors. These are the requirements when using Google Classroom. First is the internet connection. Having a reliable connection is preferred when using Google Classroom. However, Google allows you to download documents from a Google Classroom with an internet connection and use them offline. Second, using an electronic device such as desktop computer, laptop, tablet, iPad, or smartphone is a must-have gadget for Google Classroom. Third, Google Classroom is supported by some browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, and Safari. It is also available on Android and Apple iOS mobile devices for free. Since it is a browser-based application, it can run in any operating system such as Windows, Mac OS, Chromebook, Linux, Android, and iPhone iOS. Lastly, Gmail account. Students need to have a new Gmail account to access the DCSP Google Classroom. standard email format must be followed when creating an account. These are the components of the new Gmail format. File name, or rather family name, followed by a dot, then first name, initial, then middle name, initial, followed by a dot again, then the program you are enrolled in, followed by gmail.com. So if your name is Pedro M. De La Cruz, a BSMT student, so your email must be delacruz.pm.bsmt@gmail.com. These are the two ways when joining a class. Using the class code that will be provided to students from their instructors. This is the class code that is generated by Google Classroom and not the class code used during enrollment. Another way is by invitation through email from the instructors. Instructor sends the invitation and the student opens their email and accept the invitation by clicking join button. At this point, I will show you, this is for the student, on how to open Google Classroom and join a class. At this point, I'm going to demonstrate the steps on how to open Google Classroom. First, open the Chrome browser. And type classroom.google.com on the address bar. And press the Enter key on your keyboard. Type the new Gmail account. If you haven't created yet any account in Gmail, please click Create Account. Then select For Myself. Type your first name, last name, and username. In our example, we use Pedro for first name. The last name is De La Cruz. And the username is De La Cruz at pm.bsmt at Yahoo at gmail.com. Then type a strong password. Type it here in this box, and you may type a combination of letter, number, and symbol. Then retype your password to confirm, then click next. Follow the instructions on the next page to finally create the account. Back to the screen, type now your new Gmail account. The one that we created, which is delacruz.pm.bsmt at gmail.com. Then click next. Click next. Then type the password. Then click next again. And now you are in the Google Classroom dashboard. There's no classes yet. So on the upper right corner of the screen, you can see a plus sign button. Click this button, then select Join Class. Type in the class code that your instructor gave you, then click Join. Okay, so this is the class code given to you by your instructor, then click join. That's it. You are now part of the class. You may now view the contents of the class. But first, go to the classwork tab on top of the screen. Click it to see all the contents arranged by topics. These are the topics, and when you click a topic, the contents appear on this area. Follow the sequence of the topics. Make sure you already made all the activities, assignments, and quizzes before you move to the next topic. Okay, that's all. That ends my discussion on Google Classroom. Remember that this is only applicable to Category 2 and Category 3 sections. Once again, good afternoon.